Tyrone,
thing.
tell me why you're homeless. Tell me what happened, how you
Woo.
wound up being homeless.
Being stupid. Being stupid. I mean, very, very, very stupid.
So you're
And
saying
that's
that
the
it's your
reason,
fault?
huh?
It's your fault why you're homeless?
Yes. It is why I'm homeless this time. Yeah, because what it was, when I became homeless, I had, I came down here and got in homely places. One of the places that told me and stuff. I mean, the lady that worked with the mayor. One day, I spent a lot of time in the library. I stuck to my ways of always wanting to read the newspaper. I like to know what's going on, and stuff. All that. Sometimes people be talking and stuff, I rather read and know what's happening. But anyway,
All right. So we're here today with Tyrone. Tyrone, thanks for agreeing to do an interview.
all right, you're
So
quite
Tyrone, how
welcome.
old are you?
71.
You're 71 years old.
Yes.
And right before you got into the car, you told me that you got shot and you still have the bullet in you.
Yes, St. Mary's, right down the street. St. Mary's on 45th Street. Uh, that's in West Palm Beach. That's in the West Palm Beach, and that's where it. I'm from Rivera, and I was staying in Rivera, but being wanna see things, different things, and stuff like that. I always, when I was young, I always was interested in going peeping in the Blue Heron Bar.
Peeping into where?
The Blue Heron Bar.
The Blue Heron Bar.
Yes.
Is
It
that
was,
was that called the Cookie Bar at one time?
I don't know.
What was
That's
the
all
Blue
that.
What was the Blue Heron Bar?
It was a bar where M drank, hustled there.
Where was it?
in Riviera on A Street. My
On A Street.
grandmother stayed, yes, my grandmother stayed on A Street. So I'm passing by it all the time. And it always was something going on
Okay.
and stuff. It was a lot of fights, a lot of shooting, a lot of killing, and stuff like that. The first the first bar, it was on the north side. But when they built the new one, they built the bigger, and this was made out of bricks. Uh, it was much better. As a matter of fact, the one that I got shot into, at the time when I got shot, I had
Hold on. You were at the Riviera Bar when you got shot.
yes, I was in there, and mostly my fault and stuff like that because I got mad because when I went in the bar, or when I was in the bar, I was sitting there, and a punk was in there, kept looking at me and stuff like that, and I ain't like that. So
When you say a punk, do you mean a
a
homosexual?
homosexual, yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Excuse me, I might use those words
No,
and
that's
stuff.
fine. You know, you're older
Yeah,
than me, and those are the terms you guys used in your
right.
day. So I just wanted to be clear about that.
Oh, okay. But anyway, he come in there, and I was mad because he come in there, and he want to peep over my shoulder, looking down at my private. And then when he came back out, he talking to, he had some brothers that was, faggots. And I looked over there at him, and I cussed him out. And he started cussing back at me. And I told him I come over there and whoop his. He pulled out a little gun he had and told him, yeah, and I'll shoot you too. I said, you ain't gonna shoot nobody and stuff like that. You gonna have a good ass with it before you pull that trigger. And anyway, when he pulled it out and aimed it at me and stuff like that, The tables in there was heavy. I didn't believe that the bullet can go through the table because it was very heavy and stuff. So anyway, I took and charged them with the table and stuff like that. And they didn't know, the ambulance, the paramedics, they didn't know I was shot. Nobody knew I was shot. And I knew the bullet went off, and I had felt it when it went in me. And the paramedics, they let me go. They patched me up, put tape on it. They said, "Well, you're not bleeding or anything." And I said, "Oh, okay." So when they left, I went upstairs. I went upstairs to my room and laid down. And that my brother had went to his girlfriend's house that night. When he came that morning, he said, "Tyrone, you bleeding? Why you bleeding?" I said, "I don't know. They told me I ain't get no bullet in me." And stuff. He said, "You got a bullet in you, call you bleeding." And I said, "Go." I said, "Go home and get our oldest sister car, and take me to St. Mary's." He did that. He took me down there, and that's when they told me that if they take the bullet out, I'll be paralyzed the rest of my life. I didn't want to be paralyzed. I used to, boy, I was something else anyway. I was young, but I was always trying to see different
Do
stuff
you have
and
the
know
X-rays
different
of where
stuff.
the bullet is?
Uh,
Do you have the X-rays of where the bullet is?
I know it's in this hip, and I know when I sleep on it, on a hard concrete something and stuff, it hurts me
So if the
real
bullet is
bad.
in your hip, that doesn't seem like it's close to your spine.
Huh?
You know, if the bullet is in your hip,
Uh-huh.
why would it? Why would you be paralyzed if they remove it?
I never did ask that
You never
question.
asked that question.
When they told me that, I didn't want to be.
You never went and got a
So I
second.
just told them to leave it alone.
You never got the X-rays and asked someone else to look at it.
No, I didn't.
Do you have any paperwork from that accident or from that episode at the hospital?
I don't think they went back and did anything
They
like
never
that.
gave you a piece of paper that says we recommend you leave the bullet in there for the rest of your life?
I When I went there with my brother, we talked about it, but we didn't talk about going any further. Like I say, my mind was made up when they told me I'd be paralyzed the rest of my life and stuff. I know I didn't want to be that. I did a lot of things when I was young. I loved to playing ball. I had basketball, football. I did a lot of things, and I always wanted, to be able to get around and do what I do. I had a history of being a fighter. I mean, things like that. I used to whoop butts and stuff like that, not going looking for anything, but anybody bothered me or anybody in my family and stuff, I always stood up for everybody in my family. But any kind of way, I never thought about that. Maybe I should have looked deeper into it, but at the time when I was shot, I knew the bullet had went in there.
I mean, based on
And
your story, it looks like the paramedics failed you.
they
And then,
did because they told me I wasn't shot. There wasn't no bullet in me. And when I went upstairs and went to sleep, I woke up, I was bleeding bad.
you know, I just, I'm just wondering if the doctors just didn't want to do anything, and they just gave you an excuse.
A lot of time that, do bother me because they were saying a lot back then and stuff like that. A lot of black babies were born there and died there. A lot of black babies and stuff died in St. Mary. And I remember when a friend of mine I think he said that he had something wrong with his stomach one morning. He woke up and his mother took him there and he died. I'm scratching my head, wondering why he died. His stomach was bothering him and stuff. But I always thought and said to myself, I never wanted to have any of my children born there.
You became skeptical.
I was, yes, yeah, very, very, because like I said, a lot of black babies died and stuff.
I never heard about that.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of them. Anyway,
As you're saying that, it's making me think about the Tuskegee experiment.
yeah, right. That was, whew, that was, that was something else there and things. But you really never know what's in a person's mind or what a person going through and why a person will do stuff that they do and things, Cause you look for something like that, you looking
So,
you looking at a
Tyrone,
devil.
how old are you again?
71.
You're 71,
Yes, I was born May 13, 1953.
and you have a pretty good demeanor about yourself in spite of being homeless. I
Yeah.
mean, how did you? You've been in West Palm Beach or Riviera, West Palm Beach area most of your life.
Both, yes.
I assume you established a career at some point.
My career. Do you want that on TV?
We can't talk about your career on the
You
camera.
can, you can. I don't mind
You
it.
think the statute of limitations is up by now?
Nah, yeah.
Were you a gangster?
A lot of people said I was, saying I was, and anyway, when by me having a bad record, fighting and all that, and stuff, I didn't go and pick fights and stuff. If people bothered me, and stuff, or anybody in my family, I stood up for them. But a lot of times I don't know why. Oh, I do know why. I did learn the lesson later on and stuff. I don't even know if I should talk about that. But anyway, my father was a mason.
When you say
And
a mason, like a mason belonging to the order of masons?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And I learned later on in life that he, that people used to come send for him to get him out of jail, and they didn't have to pay anything. My daddy go in there and stuff to tell who he want out, and they'll release him. And back then on Rosemary on with Third Street, I think they had a old jail, and it stood there for a long time, and it didn't hold many people. But that's where they showed me where my daddy used to go and get people out of jail,
Okay.
tell them to release them. They released them, and things. But any kind of way, it was one time this happened. I got to see it. I mean, got to hear it. I didn't see it because I was over in Palm Beach working at this drugstore, and a police came to my house and told my daddy he was looking for me. He was gonna arrest me. Now this something I know better than. I wouldn't do it for nothing in the world because when I used to be with a couple of friends of mine, we'd be walking. If they broke, they go to talking and stuff like that, talking about going robbing somebody, snatching a pocketbook, stuff like that. Next thing they know, they look around, I'm gone. 'Cause I don't believe it. I don't steal. I don't rob or anything. I don't do none of that and stuff like that. And I used to tell them, they 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 brought it up as a joke and stuff. Hey, what Tyrone? What Tyrone? They go to talking that talk. Next thing they know, they look around, I'm gone. I done disappeared on them and things. Because, like I said, I don't like it. I wouldn't like nobody doing it to my parents, my mother, or my father, which I know my father can take care
So
of himself.
you've always kept a job. You just got into too many fights when you were younger.
Yeah, I got in a lot. Oh, my neighbors, they loved me. The
They
men,
loathed you.
the men, they loved me because I'm a good worker. I got up early and I go ask them do they need any help that day. And they loved helping me and stuff like that and things. I didn't think my father did me and my brother right. He'd take us to work. He wouldn't take us to work. He'll have us going to work in Lake Park. We'll do about a whole street, just about a whole street of yards. He come back down there. Now my mother gave him license for to drive taxi because her father was a taxi driver before he passed. I think she said he passed at around, mm, I think she said she was about 14 when her father passed.
So back in the days, is it safe to assume that a lot of the people in the neighborhood either drove taxis, chauffeurs, landscapers? You know, what were the main trades of the people in the neighborhood when you were young?
The ones that did lawns,
So a lot of landscaping was going on.
landscaping, yeah, yeah. I think it was Mr. Joe, Mr. Doll. Uh, yes, it was a lot of landscaping because I think it was about 4 people right in my block.
Had
That's what
different
they
businesses.
did. Yes, had their own business. And like I said, I get up and ain't because I didn't always have money or anything, but my father will, and stuff like that. Sometimes he'd go to work, and I think I was more upset at him and stuff like that when he come home, and my youngest brother and sister, the, the kids around with them, he get all them money. He ain't gonna come and give me none and stuff like that. But then again, he always looked at me as being greedy, love eating and stuff like that. But anyway, he did come, look out for their friends too and stuff. But
Did you
yeah,
manage? Did you manage to avoid the whole drug trade when you were growing up around here?
I'm finna bring that to you right now.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here we go.
You know, and that was one of the main reasons.
The
So
main
that was,
reasons.
that was one of the main reasons why I went in the drug trade and stuff because
Because you wanted money.
I wasn't having no money and stuff and all the time, even when I was, let me see, I started selling drugs when I was 16, and my mother had came to me and asked me that I made a decision on what I was gonna do because the judge that we were going to right there on 45th, that where that place that where they were holding us and stuff like that. Earlier
Oh,
in Revere.
the youth detention center over there,
Yes,
D.C.
yes, yeah.
I heard about that when I was a kid.
Oh,
So
really?
that was open when you were a child. There was a detention center there for the juvenile delinquents.
Right, because
So that thing that they arrest you, you got arrested for what happened at the drugstore in Palm Beach.
no, oh,
Is that why you were at D.C.?
I think that is why they took me there. But
So
it
what
had
happened?
wind up me.
What happened at the drugstore?
Huh?
What happened
No,
at?
it didn't happen at the drugstore. And like I said, and that's me, and that's honest me, and stuff like that. I don't
So
go to
you got
places stealing.
accused of something at the drugstore, but you didn't do
Right.
anything.
I didn't know. What happened was, it was a young guy. I was a lot of the younger people, the ones that couldn't fight. They always come to me and tell me about somebody beating them up or somebody gonna beat them up, stuff like that. And I usually go and whoop them up until they better not touch them and stuff. And they go to hanging around me. That's what this one did. Anyway, when uh when he came around, I still don't remember right now today where I was at that time when that happened. This lady stayed on the same street, but we stayed in the first block after we come off Old Dixie on 2nd Street in Riviera. We stayed on that street. The lady, she stayed up on the hill. Her family and my family, we always have been real close, always speaking and like me and the daughter, some of the brothers and stuff like that. We were very, very close and stuff. So she, I don't know where it come from, who told her what, but anyway, that lady and a lady that stay on Third Street across from my auntie, them two were washing clothes together. They had told me, my brother had told me, the guy that was with this guy, he had seen him before and he looked like me. So they mistaken him for being me because me and the younger guy, we were hanging around a lot and stuff. He stayed in the back of me. So anyway, my daddy had told him, man, I didn't know about it or anything. Brother had left from, cause my brother had worked with me too over there and stuff. And he had left from over there and came and told my daddy that the man came over there and arrested me. My daddy came to the police station and uh, and called the man out. He acted like he was scared too. He come back. I heard my daddy out there saying, "What did I tell you? I told you don't go over there and get my son. I told you as soon as he come home, I will call you and you can come here to arrest him." And I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I know you did tell me that. My daddy said, by the time I get home, I'm finna leave right now. And he better be there before I get there. I'ma come in here and beat you. He talking loud. I mean, I'm quite sure the uh, the head police, I'm quite sure he was heard them and stuff like that. Cause my dad wasn't holding down no voice or anything. He told him he was coming in and beat it right there. And he come running back there to me and stuff like, come on, go get your daddy. Go get in the car with your daddy before your daddy leave. I didn't know because my brother was sitting in the car laughing when I came and got in there. He said, Tyrone. He said, why you hurry up, man? You could have seen a good fight. I said, what? He said, Daddy. I said, I heard what Daddy telling him. And I guess that's how them Masons was at the time because to me, a long time and right now, this, the day, I still don't understand if they got pulled like that and can do stuff like that, and them what they call it, them guys that over them Catholic Church
The priests?
priests. I wonder how in the world can y'all be a priest and can do that, and stuff like that. I mean, I can understand it because I said that to somebody not too long ago, and they said people with a lot of power can run stuff, and things. So I
When
didn't
you when
understand.
you got arrested for that whatever it was, did and you went to the detention center, the juvenile detention center,
I didn't go to the detention center. They took me to jail.
and then they released you and the charges were dropped?
No, they did not drop the charges. But like I say, some people hate me. A lot of people love me and believe me. And the ones that really know me, they know me and stuff like that. I don't never have to be around nobody and stuff like that. They looking around to see if I'm bothering and think I don't bother nobody stuff. It ain't mine. It ain't mine to touch. you know. So
Did you get convicted of that?
yes, this is how that one happened. Um, the public defender kept telling me and stuff, they're gonna charge me anyway. Cause the lady know me. The lady who was standing there when I was born in the hospital when my mother had me. And she knew me ever since I was born that I was gonna go. And the judge ain't gonna look at it no other kind of way and stuff. Oh man, I said, man, I know that wasn't me and stuff like that. I don't do anything like that. And they just took me. I think a lot they didn't. A lot of police, especially out there in Revere, didn't like me. But then again, sometimes my mind that changed because a lot of times they had opportunities, and I was wondering what was wrong, why they didn't. Especially like when I got on about the job code part, I had he offered he wanted me and my friend to go to somewhere else where we can get sent somewhere else. He was gonna send us to one of them places that really hard on you.
So after you got convicted and you were sent to do your time, you went to Job Corps?
I went to Job Code because what did I do? I chose Job Code because the judge asked us to either choose choose another place to go to, or if we came there again, he was gonna send us to a worse place and stuff. And I don't think I wanted to go to a worse place. Back then, before my father married my mother, he had already had a son, and he was bad. He used to spend. They used to put when you kept going to, the children's home at that time was right there on A Street in Rivera, and and my oldest brother, my stepbrother, he was there all the time. He did time, the where the airport at.
Okay.
One time that was not only just for the service people. After they moved the service people, that's how Military Trail get its name, Military Trail, cause they made that. They had that a street to go
So there was a
down that
detention
way.
center at the airport? Is that what you're saying?
That what they started doing when they took the military from there.
There was a military there was some military buildings over there and that became a detention center where your brother was?
Yeah, that they made it that. Yeah, I forgot what they say
So
they had
when you
did
were
with the city.
convicted of the crime you didn't commit, you were a minor. And that
Yeah,
went onto your juvenile record.
yeah.
And you went to a Job Corps correctional program.
I went to the Job Corps because he had told me and my friend we needed to choose where we were gonna go because every time you looked around, we was there.
When you went to Job Corps, what did you do?
I took up mechanics. I had liked it going out there helping my father work on the taxes, and I had got my brother. My brother, the one that was a year older than me, he used to tell me all the time. He said, "Tyrone," he said, "Boy, I wish I had the knowledge you got." He said, "Man, you can fix on some cars," but I had stopped liking fixing on cars. Me and my brother, we had some long fingernails. And all, see how black heels under my fingernails and stuff. I don't like that. And that's why I had stopped doing that.
So you never really pursued a career in auto mechanics.
No, that's what my brother used to say to me all the time. He wished he knew because I can come to him and he'll ask me what's wrong with a car. And I'll
So
tell him.
how old were you when you decided you didn't want to do auto mechanics anymore?
I believe that I was 16 at that time.
So
I
you
just finna turn 16.
so you retired from auto mechanics at 15.
Yeah.
What did you do next?
Well, so what we finna hit, just what you wanted. Uh, when I got thrown out of job corps, like I say,
So hold on, you learn how to be a mechanic, and now you're kind of doing it. You're getting ready to turn 16. Now, are you finished with Job Corps? You did all your
I,
time. You're
I
done.
got thrown out of job corps.
They made you go. What
What
did you
happened
do?
was, I'll tell you the story. What happened was, when I was in job corps, uh, this guy from New York, he came up. At that time, I used to smoke every now and then cigarettes, and I asked him for a cigarette. He told me what he had. He had to sell it for $1. I said, "Man, give me one of them things." I said, "I'm gonna give you $1 and stuff like that. So when we get paid, you'll have your $1." He got it, gave it to me. At the time, that was my first time smoking a joint. I ain't really know it was a joint and stuff. And I pulled on it. And at the same time, I was taking a GED test. And boom, everything came back to my memory. I mean, when I first going through it, you hard to remember
So hold
something.
on. Let me. You're taking a GED test. You smoked some pot for the first time, and you did really well on the test.
Man, that just lit my brains up. Everything real well. Real well.
Is it safe to assume you became a pothead that moment?
No,
Okay.
no. But what happened was the guy had told me, the guy that worked there for the job corps and stuff, he had came in there and caught the cue ball. And this the type of person I was at the time and stuff like that. As I say something to you and stuff like that, you better listen.
Uh oh. Oh man. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah, I had told, I had told the guy and stuff like that. I said, "Hey man, if you touch, if you stop this ball again, I'm gonna put the cue stick upside your effing head."
So he interrupted your game.
Yeah,
He was just trying to be what, a badass, and came in there and probably what he wanted.
I think
He wanted to
that
fight
he
you.
was trying to. I think he was trying to show me who the boss was
That's
up
what it
there
sounds like. It
and stuff.
sounds like
Yeah,
you grew
because
up around here as a fighter, and people wanted to challenge you.
yes, that's what it was. Because I don't know how many teachers I had to.
Did you ever take up boxing?
No,
Okay.
no.
Did you know Officer Jules? He was a West Palm Beach officer, and he had a boxing gym on Northwood
Yeah,
Avenue. You remember
right.
him?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like he should have found you and put you in there. When I was a kid, man, he was a cop, and
Yeah.
he had a little gym for a while
Right,
on
right.
Dixie,
Down in
and
Pleasant City, right?
he always had a little spot. For a while,
Yeah.
he had a little gym on Pleasant City, on Dixie, where the Music Man place wound up being.
Right. Yep.
And then he had a boxing gym right on Northwood.
Uh,
It wasn't no joke. You go in there, boy, those
I,
people were serious.
right. Yeah.
And the whole Palm Beach boxing thing kind of, he is him. He's the one that started it.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, yeah. Jules, I think he passed away.
He did. I forgot what caused it.
He was old. He was
Yeah, he was up
he
there in
was
age.
old, man.
Yes.
He was old.
I had seen him, I think a couple of days, something like that, before he passed, because at that time, see, one of my brothers, I believe, were real, yeah, no, yeah, one of my brothers, they were younger than me, had, they had met his son, and they were real close.
Oh, Jules has a son.
Yes,
Oh, I'd love to meet him.
yeah. I'm trying to think because a lot of times it slipped my mind. I never did get to ask the question, but I know the son used to come to our house and stuff like that, and I said, John, son, yeah, that's my dad. I said, wow, man, you blessed too, and stuff. But I never did ask him, did he take up boxing or anything? You don't remember where he stayed, do you?
No, no. I just remember meeting. I remember meeting him at his gym. You know, I was walking down the street and he was in there. Maybe I poked my head in there and got scared and ran out of there.
No,
But
you should ask to give you some lessons.
yeah, I didn't. Maybe I thought about boxing, but once I saw those guys in there, I had to go.
Yeah.
It was just way too overwhelming for me.
Uh,
But and then one day I remember I had this old Buick, little convertible Buick, and I'm driving down Tamron, and I ran the light at 7th Street, and he was right there, like, and I didn't run the light on purpose. I just really wasn't paying attention, and he stopped me, and he was like, "Man, if all those people weren't standing there, I'll probably just let you go, but I got to write you a ticket."
he was a good dude.
I can't complain about Jules, man.
Yeah, he was a good dude.
He was a pretty fair guy.
Yeah. But anyway, I met his son because a friend of mine, we had been friends for years. He he had met the young guy sister, and he was talking to her one day, and they wind up, seeing each other, and that's how I got to. All I knew him through my brothers, but I got to know more about him and stuff like that through my brother. And he used to talk to us a lot, but I always, for some reason, was real interested in him and things. I get probably about that boxing and stuff too. And something else he went to doing after that, wasn't it? Weightlifting or something?
I think the weightlifting was first, and then the
Oh,
boxing came afterwards.
okay, that's right. That is how it went. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, when I saw that boxing gym, or the weightlifting gym, I was probably 21, 22 years old. We had a little spot on 23rd Street in Flagler. We had
Yeah.
a little apartment over there across from the park. I mean, we were able to rent this apartment. I think it was $600 a month across the street from the park. I mean, we were in that house during Hurricane Andrew,
Wow.
and we were stupid because we didn't know where Hurricane Andrew was going to hit, and we were just like, no, we're not leaving our home. And we're lucky it didn't hit us because that was a serious hurricane. Nevertheless, we were there. I mean, that
Yeah.
was where, when I was a kid, man, West Palm Beach was a beautiful place. It was really inexpensive,
Yeah,
and there were lots of opportunities. I mean, it's still a beautiful place.
it's still
There's
right.
just less opportunities. And, you know, when a society gets to a certain point and it begins to decline, that is called decadence.
Yeah,
And currently, the United States is going through decadence. I'm nervous that my daughter is not going to have anywhere near the opportunities that I had
right.
when I was her age.
But you know, to me, it could just be in my brains and stuff like that. I don't think that was proper or the right choice they made in letting this DeSantis be a governor of Florida because they always hated Florida.
What was that about DeSantis?
About them letting him be a governor of Florida
Okay.
because Cuba always hated Florida, and especially when he sent all them people that he had sent over here, and he sent them back because he didn't want the criminals.
Hold on, a bunch of Cubans came here and DeSantis sent them back in the last.
No, not DeSantis. DeSantis is the governor of
Of
Florida
Florida,
now.
yes.
Yeah. So, quite naturally, he was in office within a whole month and became a millionaire that
DeSantis.
next month. Yes.
What? How?
I'm thinking pocketing the money. You know me, I'm gonna go around the corners. I see a lot of them take and things. He pocket money and all them different uh, laws he start putting out and wanted, this to go on and stuff like that and knowing people weren't gonna agree with that but he did it anyway, and that's really what bothered me. He wasn't even in office a whole year or anything, and became a millionaire.
I don't know much about DeSantis. I know that David Patrick called him out for wearing high heels. You know about that?
I think I heard that.
Rumor has it that DeSantis is not as tall as he claims he is. And he's supposed to have some special elevator shoes tucked away
Right.
inside of his cowboy boots.
Yeah, so I remember that. Yeah.
You know, if that's true, I have to assume that that guy is way too vain to really be a good governor.
I
If you have enough time to really think about fooling the whole public that you're a certain height and you're not,
right,
uh, you're not using your time properly.
right. He not.
So I hope he really is that tall.
Yeah, I remember that part. But to me and stuff like that, I mean, they always had a, a, a thing aimed over here. It can mess up Florida. And it just so happened that what you call it ain't never Castro ain't never get to do it. That
Tyrone,
thing.
tell me why you're homeless. Tell me what happened, how you
Woo.
wound up being homeless.
Being stupid. Being stupid. I mean, very, very, very stupid.
So you're
And
saying
that's
that
the
it's your
reason,
fault?
huh?
It's your fault why you're homeless?
Yes. It is why I'm homeless this time. Yeah, because what it was, when I became homeless, I had, I came down here and got in homeless places. One of the places that told me and stuff. I mean, the lady that worked with the mayor. One day, I spent a lot of time in the library. I stuck to my ways of always wanting to read the newspaper. I like to know what's going on, and stuff, all that sometimes people be talking and stuff, you know. I rather read and know what's happening. But anyway, she had told me one day, she said, Tyrone, she said, ain't nobody gonna wanna pay all your rent. She said, you don't get enough money.
You what now?
She told me that ain't nobody gonna wanna pay all my rent
Right.
because I don't get enough money.
Okay.
Now, thing about it, when I got kicked out of Job Corps, came back home, I decided to stay home that night, spend time with my family. It wasn't too many times I did that. When I was, I think I started, might have been when I was about 15 or maybe 14, when they had built Kennedy. They had the Imperial built, and we used to, when we would go to a dance at the Imperial, I mean at Kennedy, we'll be there and we'll go over to the Imperial. They had a pool room, they had Mary B, she had the best hamburgers, and I mean, it was going on over there. I mean, it was a good place to hang out and thing. They had pool table, a pool room up there, a hamburger place, and it was just a nice place to be. And we went to hanging up there a lot. And walking from Blue Heron Boulevard way where the Imperial was to our house, it took a while. I usually get home about 3, 4 in the morning. My daddy was kind of mad because I was coming home at that time. He used to always tell my brother, don't let me in the house, you know, lock the door, make sure the door locked. He'd get up in the morning and see me, tell my mom, never. Then I tell you don't open that door for him. My brother said, Dad, I ain't open the door and let him in. Well, how you get in there? I don't know, Dad, I was up there asleep. And he said, okay. He said, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. So he called himself staying up, seeing how I'm getting in the house. He don't know. I mean, I know he know, but we had bunk beds. It was how many boys? 5 boys. My oldest brother, he slept in the living room on the couch that led out to a bed. That's where my oldest brother slept. Me and my other brother, we slept in the room. Me and my brother that was a year older than me, we had bunk beds. I'll take, before I go, I'll fake it like I'll push the lock down for the, where you lock the window. I'll push that down like it had, well, locked at that, but it wasn't. That thing, I had a window open a little bit. So when I come home and thing, I can pull the window open and climb up there and crawl in, you know, and stuff like that.
You were gonna tell me how you wound up homeless. Does you crawling in the window? That's how you became homeless?
No, 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 no. How I became homeless. Wow, how I forget that part. Wait, I I love women, and when I was down here, let me tell you where I went first. When I got homeless, that's how I missed that part. When when I came, my friends, my 2 best friends, my brother had told me. Oh, my brother went to school and told them I was home. I got told that and stuff, and he had told when he told them that, they called me. I didn't know at the time because a lot of times they, kind of, sometimes they'll follow me, and stuff like that. And back then and stuff like that, I didn't do cigarettes for a while. They finally started smoking, and I think I started smoking a little bit. But that's why I was looking for a cigarette at that time. And I eventually quit the cigarettes and stuff like that. But when I came home, and my brother told him I was home, I don't know if he went and bought it then, my friend. I don't know if he had went to bought an ounce of weed then or what. But anyway, he come there with 2 ounces. And I sat there and we smoked. I'm sitting in our house smoking. I don't know nothing about the house full of smoke. I roll the windows up in the house, close the door, close the windows and stuff, and ain't not knowing that smoke could be in there. But then again, my mother and my younger sister, they was home when I got there, but they wouldn't have no idea what drugs is or smelt like anything. So that's why they didn't say anything. But I learned the lesson then and stuff like that. Don't smoke in your mama's house and close the windows. Yeah. And anyway, when I did and I smoked the weed they had and stuff like that, it was great weed. It was great. And my friend, he come there with everything. He come there telling me and stuff like that. Oh, let me tell you where you get it from. I got it from your cousin. I said, what? He said, I got it from your cousin. He said, when you get your money, you can start selling it.
Oh, so this is where you started selling. You're around
That's
16.
where I started selling.
So you started selling weed around that time.
Yep. And what it was, the next day or a couple of days later, I left home and got a room over the Blue Harris. They had rooms upstairs. I rented a room and ooh man,
How
I
old you were?
think
And you were 16 then.
I was 16, and I think I was, I was at that end. Cause once I started and being upstairs, and you got girls all in the Blue Heron, and whether they bulldaggers or prostitutes, whatever thing, I'm around all this pussy. I think that took over me.
Okay.
So anyway, when one friend of mine and stuff, I knew her and her whole family and stuff. She was a dyke. She had a girlfriend. She was nice, looked good, was good, and she brought her to me one day because she wanted to smoke some weed. I don't think she shot heroin and stuff. Not that no, she ain't shoot heroin. Cause I think her father was a pastor, and anyway, she brought her to me and stuff to get some weed. She smoked it. She loved it. Only thing I know, she creeping out when a girlfriend was gone. A girlfriend, she stayed a lot downtown herself, down down the street from another girl I started going with. She uh, she started creeping down there and wanting to smoke. You can smoke. It ain't free. But everything went good between me and her. I really had liked her and thing. I ain't get her many times as I wanted her, but they come like that. But this same girl that the first girl bought after that brought her down there and stuff like that. She stayed a couple of houses from the girl. I started going with. Anyway, my family ain't mad at me now and thing. They say Coochie got me weak. He got me weak and get me in trouble. And I stood around and this girl I was, she called herself. She played a smart game too to get in my room and stuff. She come up there. She called herself supposed to been going with a friend of mine. So one night she come over there. I don't understand it. I mean, I kind of because I had been my friend.
So hold on, let me get this straight. You went from getting in trouble for some theft that you didn't do, went to Job Corps. Now you left Job Corps. You got,
I got
kicked,
kicked
you got
out of
kicked
Job-
out, but you got kicked out. But you're done. You're not. You don't have no probation. You're finished. You've done your time.
Oh, but the
Yeah, you got in trouble. You got arrested at the drugstore, and then you went to Job Corps. Got kicked out. Are you finished with all your legal obligations?
yeah. I
Okay.
was. I'm trying to. I'm trying to wonder how that went away too.
So you got kicked
It's,
out, somehow managed to clear up your legal obligations.
I think. I think the little time I did do some time in the county jail.
So that you got time served, they let you
Yeah.
out, and now you're starting a new career as a pot dealer surrounded by young women.
Yes.
Okay. This has got to be an interesting chapter in your life.
Yeah.
The beginning of your, were you a pimp?
No.
You were not a pimp, just a drug dealer surrounded by women.
The thing about that was, I never thought or no. I mean, I accept the money they give to me and stuff like that, but I ain't finna be behind nobody. You got to go do this and thing because me in my mind and stuff, I want it all for myself.
So you weren't built to be a pimp.
No, not at
Yeah,
all.
you
Not
weren't
at
built.
all.
You weren't built to be a
I'm
pimp.
too new. But it was a whole lot of pimps and guys out there on the street, the drug dealers and everything. They loved at me. They loved me because I believe because I was a fighter. I didn't take no crap from nobody. And you can have, oh man. The first time somebody tried to rob me.
Hold on, you're selling drugs and someone's trying to rob you for your money?
I moved from real quick. I moved from, I mean, I still was selling weed, but I went right to selling heroin.
So you sold weed for how long before you started selling heroin?
But I don't know, could have been a couple of weeks.
So within a month, you graduated from weed to heroin. Did you eventually start selling coke at one point?
Let me tell you about this. I'm in there.
So hold on. What year were you a heroin dealer?
Let me see. This had to be early 70s, I believe.
The early 70s, you were selling heroin. People just getting back from Vietnam, and they want some heroin.
Yeah.
Were the Vietnam veterans your main clients?
I had knew some veterans out of there and stuff, and knew that they was doing heroin and
How
stuff.
did you avoid going to Vietnam? You were too young? You were too young.
No.
Yeah, you were.
No. When it was time for us to sign up, well, we had to sign up at 16.
I don't know.
I believe it was 16. Anyway, one summer, we were on 8th Street and stuff. No work, no money, and stuff, and just bored, nothing to
This
do
is
really.
before or after the heroin days?
This is before it.
Okay.
We some friend of mine and stuff, they thought of something good to do and things like that. They wanted to go sign up, you know, and thing because you had to sign up when you was 16. Anyway, we went down Miami, signed up and everything. They told us and stuff that that we can go to the same place. We'll go to be in service together and stuff like that, you know. And one, two, I think two of our friends, they were very, very smart. When they did it, they made good on their score. So they told us that they scored real high and that we ain't score high enough to be to go where they going, you know, in the service they going in. It was all the service, but you know,
You're a veteran?
nope,
Okay.
no, they can go. Anyway,
Well, you
once
took
they
the test and you signed up.
and I turned it down when they talk about us not going together. We signed up together. We signed up because we wanted to go to the war together and stuff. But after he told us how they scored and we wouldn't be able to be, you know,
I
with them
understand.
and stuff.
Yeah, you lost interest.
Yeah. Yeah. So I told them they can forget about me.
All right, so you're 16. You go from selling weed to selling heroin within a month. Now you're a heroin dealer in the same was it Blue Heron bar? You're still there?
Yeah, I'm over top in
You're
the
on top, but now you're a now you're a heroin dealer. So how did that change your life, going from weed to heroin?
I got hooked up. I was this girl I started to tell you about. She had cut off herself. She was smart too. She was just 14. Her and her friends back then, people ran real young. I couldn't believe that they shooting heroin. So
Hold
anyway,
on,
at
you
the
had a
time,
14-year-old girl shooting heroin?
I didn't have her. She was already doing it.
No, I understand, but
Yeah,
you had a customer that
yeah.
was 14.
She came to my house. She supposed to have been going with my friend, my close friend of mine, one of the ones that scored real high,
Okay.
you know, in that test. But she played me. I think she played him too
Whatever
because when
happened to
she,
that girl?
huh?
Whatever happened to her? Did she ever stop doing heroin and get herself cleaned up? What happened to her?
I'm finna go on through it. I'm finna take you on through it. She came my house one night and told me she wanted, you know, some of that weed card. My weed was woo, it was good. And I ain't got no papers. I ain't, you know, can't smoke it. I said we have to wait till in the morning to get some get get some rolling paper. She said okay. He come and jump in my bed. Hey, oh, no, girl. I say, you know better. You know my rules up here. She didn't because she never came inside and hung like that, you know, and thing. And she come up there, her and him would probably go somewhere and smoke, you know, and stuff like that. But she came there by herself. She was a nice girl. She was a nice girl. Looked nice. She was just 14 years old. When her mama told me how she was, I almost choked. I'm gonna say, you know how she is? I say, I think she about 17, 18. Mama looked at me, why you think she that old? I say, because the girls out there, out there selling their body, they scared of her. And they don't bother her. They don't. I mean, they is scared of her. Like she gonna tear them up and thing. And she said she beat me and stuff like that. My mama just shook her head. And anyway, she uh she played to get him get next to me and thing. I didn't know at the time that what she was doing. So I told her, I said, you know my rules. I said, you sleep in my bed. You sleeping with me, and I'm gonna get it. You ain't gonna get none. I ain't gonna give you none. I said, come on, man, and stuff. I said, you know my rules, my rules up here. And a woman come up here because my best friend, he worked it with his dad. His dad did cement. And as a matter of fact, a little time before this came up, his brother was real young. And he was running around with some guys shooting heroin. And he died. Yeah, he died, and I felt for him. So anyway, when she started hanging around, and she did let me know and stuff, how I found out really. That next day, when we got up, girl came, she came and no, a friend of mine that stayed up the street. I used to work with her uncle sometime doing lawn. I ain't have to go do no laundry. But anyway, she wanted me to take her to the mall. You know, that's how they got their money and thing. A lot of them dope shooters, they get up early, go shoplifting and stuff. Yeah, get with people wanted. They already got
Orders.
written down what they want and stuff. Yeah.
And that was happening in the 70s.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. So when the girl came that morning and stuff like that, she wanted to go shoplifting. She wanted to go with her because she had been doing shoplifting, but nothing like what they do. And so she went with her and stuff like that. I mean, I took them sitting out there in the car waiting and stuff like that. They came when they sold the stuff and things like that.
So the 14-year-old girl is a shoplifter. Okay.
She wanted her shot. She wanted to get her shot down though while she went too, and stuff. So in a kind of way, the girl that came to me, that's her people that stay up the street from me, you know, and things. And they knew, I knew, and stuff like that too, that she shot at her and stuff. But that ain't the reason I did it. I did it for the money and stuff. Anyway, when I took them shoplifting to the mall and stuff like that, they got paid and stuff, and everything was good and thing. She come there and things like that and stuff. Come on, Ty, come on. I said, what? She said, I want some. I said, what? So that's me just finding out that's what she do. And then to find out her age too, I'm tripping. Thing crazy day, girl. Shoot. Which happened. Next thing I know, I'm putting a needle in my veins and stuff.
So hold on, you began to use heroin?
Yep.
At 16 years old?
Yep. Yep. I didn't stay on it other because you talked about that cocaine.
So how long were you entertaining heroin?
It didn't last that long for the simple reason. The reason I got into it and stuff like that. The Blue Heron was up on the front part of Riviera, Old Dixie, and people always came there and got it, and another bar was down the street and stuff like that. A friend of mine, he come there one time. Me and him got partners in selling weed, and we were making good money.
So hold on. So you went back to selling weed again? Quit doing
I never
heroin?
had stopped.
So you're selling both?
Yes.
Gotcha.
And then I was sitting in there one day. We was sitting at the front table. Police would come peeping in there. We either doing two things. We bagging up cocaine.
Hold on. When did you start doing when did you start selling cocaine?
Around this time.
You still 16?
16. Yeah, I believe I am.
So you had access to cocaine in the early 70s?
Yes.
All right. So you're in Riviera Beach at the Blue Heron, living upstairs, and you have the full-on drugstore. You have the Percocets and the Quaaludes too?
I got them whenever I wanted to. I don't really remember.
I'm sorry,
selling them.
Percocets didn't exist back in those days. It was just Quaaludes.
That was the Quaalude.
It was Quaaludes.
And don't you know, when she came over, Belgrade prison to visit me, she brought me some.
So hold
Man,
on.
they
So
girl
when
brought-
did you? So now you're selling coke, you're selling weed and heroin, and you got arrested, and you went to Belgrade prison.
I went there for selling possession of heroin. That was a lie. That wasn't me. They didn't get me like they said and things like this. But what it was,
How old were
This-
you when you got arrested for drugs?
drugs. I had to be 6. No. Let me see. I had got in my 20s.
So you managed to sell drugs from 16 to your 20s without getting in trouble. Then you finally got in trouble when you hit your 20s.
What happened was, I used to can use this and kept a lot of people from knowing everything and whatever I did. And that's what kept me away.
So when you got locked up, how old were you?
I think I was in my early 20s, 21, 22, somewhere like that.
How much time did you serve?
It gave me 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
So you got arrested when you were youth, 15, managed to pull it off. Then in your early 20s, you did an 8-year bid.
Yeah.
Did all the time?
When
You got out early?
they told me, yeah, I got probation, I was able to go to work release.
So now you're back doing some kind of work thing. Okay.
The best part about that was when they had told me that, and they brought me over here. My brother had talked him in before I went to prison. I had started. My brother had started doing carpet work, and when we started doing carpet work, the Santas had them people was over here.
I'm sorry?
As they went, the Santas, they had people over here. And he had one of the guys working with him. and thing. They were closed, my brother, and it was good. It was all right and stuff like that. But what you can always find out from me, when I want to learn something and do something and stuff like that, I'm gonna be good at it. And him, the guy from Cuba, he had a girlfriend over here, and he always liked it, to hurry up and get done, go get him some to drink and beer and stuff like that, and go lay up with
So,
her.
so when you hit work core, you're basically 30 years old.
No, I wasn't 30.
So you didn't quite do 8 years. What you did, 5 years?
I did. Oh, what happened was I got a lot of game time.
You got what now?
Game time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what got me out of there early.
So how old were you when you got out?
I was somewhere close to being in my 30s.
Did you learn your lesson?
Making money like that? Nah.
So you didn't learn your lesson. So what did you
No.
do next? What was the next big caper?
Picking up again?
Same thing.
No, and really not the same thing, because I had started, changing. But what it was,
Did you manage to like not
people,
get in trouble when you were in prison? You weren't selling drugs in prison?
man, I told them people,
Oh, so you were a gangster in prison?
ooh, fighting, selling drugs,
Oh boy.
everything. But I told, it was two sergeants always walking around, going checking people's stuff, going through their stuff, seeing if they got any drug here. I told her one day, I said, let me tell y'all something. I say, every day, if y'all want to, search my stuff. I said, you gonna find it, cause I'm gonna have it. This the only way. This is the way I carry it. I have this. Anytime y'all can search me right now, y'all gonna find weed on me. I told the two sergeants that. They looking at me, man, like they got their mouth dropped open, like I can't believe what's coming out of his mouth. Messed around. I came in one day, and I don't never did understood. But I guess it was kind of the way I carried myself and the things I did that people had liked at me and things. Even if they were there to stop people like me.
So you didn't have to like pay the sergeants? They were like, all right, fine, keep on doing your thing.
Man, let me tell you. It was a sergeant. He was a sergeant, and that's what he walked around the compound doing, busting people. But the thing I found out about him, I had to ask questions, and I got answers. This sergeant, when they do the count, he'll walk around my dorm and look in the window right where I'm at, down there on the floor, rolling joints, or bagging weed, and see me. I turn around and see him. He just smiled and walk away. I asked somebody one day, that next day, I said, oh man, why's this sergeant always watching me rolling joint a bagging weed and don't never say nothing? And I said, he wants you to work for him. I said, huh? I said, he wants you to work for
He
him.
eventually started bringing you the stuff.
Man, the day I went up there and waited for him to come in, another officer came out there. Said, y'all waiting on Sergeant what you call him? He ain't coming in today. He just got busted in Belgrade with a trunk full of cocaine and marijuana. Say he ain't gonna be here no more.
That was it. That was your plug right there. You had to find a new one.
Something better came.
What's that?
Something better came.
Okay.
It was a guy. What he was? He wasn't Haitian. I can't even think of what nationality he was. He was from one of the islands. He was a black guy. He he took and he take he always seemed like he ain't like me. Always. But a friend of mine was in there. He was from Fort Lauderdale. He took and he started at he graduated school and everything. He started out as a mailman. And I guess I don't know if he did it because he was on drugs or what and stuff like that. But anyway, he wound up being with some more guys one day and they went and robbed the bank. They gave him life sentence. And after you do so much of the time, they'll take away your life sentence and stuff. When you can do a lot of time and stuff like that, and they'll throw that out. And that's what they did him. So I come in one day, he working. Hey, what you doing? He said, oh man. He said, I ain't got that life sentence no more and thing. He said, I did my time, for the life sentence. He said, I got a job. I can go to work and thing. They dropped his, he had minimum custody. He can go out there outside the gates like I do and things. And
Did he kill somebody when he was robbing that bank?
I believe somebody did die.
Yeah, usually you don't get life for just robbing a bank, right? That's like a 15-year
Right,
thing. Someone
right,
died.
right. That's why I say I believe it, somebody did, one of his friends did. But anyway, he got off and stuff like that, and they had. I was glad he did. Me and him became close. My friends, when I went in there and stuff, all in there, drug dealers and stuff like that. I think I worked for just about all of them.
So you go to prison, you get out, you don't learn your lesson, you get back into it. Was that the last time you went to prison, or did you want to go into prison again?
Well, I went to prison for a second. Oh, the girl I was talking about
The
that
14-year-old
came up
girl?
there, yeah, she and me, we became very, very close.
After you got out of prison?
Huh?
After you got out of prison?
Oh,
Before prison, you were close.
we were still close. We got out. I told you she came over there, boy, she
She came to visit you in prison,
brought me drugs and money.
bringing you all the stuff.
Yep.
Has she cleaned her act up yet, or is she still doing heroin?
She had asked around and asked me when I was in there and stuff. See, by her being 14, when she came home, see, she hadn't been home in a while. And then when she started coming staying at my place, still wasn't going home because she was staying with me. And her mother told her she had to go back to school to finish school.
Well,
And
she's not going back.
she went back.
After you got locked up, she went back?
I wasn't locked up at the time.
Okay, so what happened when you were locked up? She came to visit you a few times, and then you get
Oh.
out, and you guys are still dating?
Yeah, she came over to see. The reason she asked me, she told me she wanted to go and stuff. First, I told her no. She asked me why. I said, "Oh, you gonna go there and find somebody you love and you gonna marry
Hold
her."
on, this is before you went to prison or after you went to prison?
While I was in prison.
So while you're in prison, you're suggesting you go to work release, and she doesn't want you to go to work release?
Oh no, I'm telling her I ain't want her going to the service.
Oh, she wanted to go into the
She wanted to
service.
go into the service. Yeah,
Okay, so she
and
stopped doing heroin at this point?
nope. She tell me and stuff like that, that the reason she want to go is get off all that and stuff like that. And I'm telling her, oh man, you gonna go there and find somebody and fall in love with. I ain't ready to turn her loose because she was a good person for that money. When, when I told her that and stuff like that, she said, no, Tyrone, she said, I'm gonna have to get off that and stuff.
So
And
she's about
talking.
20 years old now at this point?
No,
She's
at
what?
that point.
She's got to be 23, between 20 and 25 years old, somewhere in there.
Oh, I forgot how old she was.
Well, if she was 14 when you were 16 and you served 8 years,
Yeah, yeah, you right. But anyway, I talked with her and stuff like that and thing, and she told me she wouldn't and thing. She was gonna stay with me and thing. I ain't believe her and stuff because, whew. Anyway, when I had got out, her and her husband,
she had a
had,
husband at this point?
the point I'm talking about now, she had married the guy and stuff.
So before
And,
you got out of prison, the 14-year-old girl married somebody.
yep.
Okay. Now
I
she's
ain't
not,
tell you about how.
but she stopped doing heroin though.
Huh?
Before she got married, she stopped doing heroin.
She did it every now and then, I believe.
Okay, so she calmed down a little bit.
She calmed down a lot a bit, yeah. So anyway, when I got out and stuff like that, we went by her mother and father's house, and they was unloading the truck they brought their stuff down on. So I hollered at her and things like that. She told me she'll be down to see me and stuff. It came out, no, not that day. Not that day, but a couple of days later, one day, I came to West Palm, stopped by my grandmother's house on 8th Street, right across the track in Tamron. And next thing I know, she calling me, telling me that somebody said that they seen me and her together at the store on 7th Street. Time. Talking about they seen me and you at the store. And it jumped in my head when she said that somebody, a lady up the street from me, had asked me before I had went downtown. Somebody had, a lady had asked me a thing, was she her? I said, no. I said, no, it's two different girls. She said, dog, they look just alike. I
It
said,
wasn't
oh.
her, right?
It wasn't her.
So
It
so
was
now
my first girlfriend. Not my first girlfriend. It was my son mama. My son mama right today.
so you were accused of being with this married woman, but you weren't.
I wasn't.
Did you get
Right.
in trouble for that? Because you seem to get in trouble a lot for things you don't do.
No, she don't put me in trouble and things like that. She have to, cause she liable to be caught up in a lot of stuff. So anyway, by that, I had went to the barbecue stand to get something to eat, and me and her went up there, and that's when somebody in her family seen us and thought it was her, but it
Okay.
wasn't her. And,
Gotcha.
yeah. So
And so
anyway,
this becomes the mother of your son?
no, no, no. She, oh man, she used that on me real good. I always want to have a baby from you. You ain't never had. Girl, it was on you. You could have had one. You
So
looked a good look.
you didn't get this woman pregnant.
Oh, this brings me back to St. Mary's.
Okay. So hold on, this woman that you were seen with, you never got her pregnant. I thought you said that was the mother of your son.
The uh, the woman that they thought was her,
Was the mother of your son?
the mother of my son.
So you eventually
But,
got her pregnant. So you eventually got that woman pregnant.
and that's what she used to get pregnant too.
So hold on.
Tyrone,
Yes, you got that woman pregnant that you were at the store with on 7th Street?
Yep.
Okay.
But the first baby, the
How
first
many children do you have?
two,
Okay. Same
a
mother?
daughter. Nope,
Okay.
nope. My
What was
daughter,
the woman on 7th Street? What was her name?
the one on.
The woman that you were with on 7th Street that they thought was the 14-year-old girl. What
Oh,
was her name?
that's my son, mama. That her
What's her
name
name?
Terry.
Terry.
Yeah,
Okay, so you were with Terry on 7th Street, and that was your first baby mama.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The Terry stayed in the back of us. Terry, when I first seen her, she was, she was real young. She was beautiful. You look at her granddaddy picture, you think you're looking at TV at a real Indian. He's an Indian. Her mother beautiful, and she was beautiful. I mean, real beautiful. And that's kind of stuff she throwed up in my face when my daughter mama, I got out of prison,
First time.
you know,
Second time.
when I got out of Belgrade,
That was the first time?
yeah, I came and some kind of way, I don't know how. I guess it probably pure her luck or she was following me or I don't know what, I don't know. But we went to a drugstore out in Rivera and they happened to pull up behind us. Her husband came in the store and told me and stuff like that she was out there in the car. And she wanted me to come and holler at her and stuff like that when I leave out the store. I did. I went out there and hollered at her and stuff like that.
She hasn't gotten pregnant yet.
She got kids though.
She hasn't had a child for you yet.
No.
All right.
So anyway.
And what was her name again? Terry?
Terry.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm going there talking to her and stuff like that when he came and told me that, you know.
And who was he? Taxi
her
cab
husband.
driver?
Her husband.
Her husband.
Her husband.
So she's
yeah.
already married,
She done got married.
and she sends her husband in there to go get you.
To tell me that they were parked right behind me, my brother, and she wanted me to talk to her. And
Okay.
so I did. When he first said it and stuff like that, I said, what? I said, Melvin. My brother Melvin.
So you know, well, your brother's name is Melvin.
So I'm saying,
Here comes this
how in
man
the
to give
world
away
this
his
dude
wife.
come and tell me his wife, my woman, want to see me, want to talk to me. I said, do he know what he doing?
So I'm assuming she never divorced him. She just had a baby for you while she's still married to him.
No.
She got divorced.
What happened with them? That concern. I think she did wind up. Did they get divorced?
He
I don't
sounds
think
like
they got a
this man
divorce.
sounds like a sucker.
The thing about me, some guys knew who I was, how I was, and not to play me or try me. And that's why I'm known so much out there. Don't you know, when I was over there in Belgrade, don't you know that most of the drug dealers was over there too? A lot of them I sold heroin for. They talk about getting me going back when I got out.
Of course.
Man, they ain't finna sell no more drugs. Come on, man, and stuff like that. I said, man, I don't want to bother no drugs and stuff like that. I'm through with that. A lot of them want it. Some got me in.
So you never married Janet? Janet, or what was her name?
Oh, Terry,
Terry. You never married Terry. You just had a baby with Terry.
we had got married.
Yes, you got married?
We had got married. It didn't last long at all.
Okay, so you were married for a bit.
A short bit.
Okay.
She was, to me, and things like that, she's a hoe. I don't like that.
Yeah.
She come to me one time telling me, uh, it was a friend of hers brother she started sleeping with. And she gonna come and tell me one time and stuff talking about, Tyrone, you got AIDS.
You
Ain't
got
got
what?
no AIDS. I got AIDS. I ain't got no AIDS. I say, man, I'm very particular about my little man down there. He ain't gonna get sick. I got it. And out there fucking somebody with that. That was wrong and stuff. And anyway, she, one time me and my brother, we was sitting on Australia in Riviera. As soon as you pass First Street, we was out there playing tunk for some money. Police passed by and they seen us, they came over there and stuff like that. And I hid my weed in the bushes. I'm thinking the guy all right because me and his sisters, boy, look at here, we sure enough was all right.
The cop sister?
No, the guy that told the police that I put my weed in
Somebody
the
he
bushes.
told on you?
Yeah.
Why?
I still don't know why. I used to mess with, he had two sisters going to school. We went on North Shore. And every time we got out of school, I go home with them and be bothering them and stuff like that. And the younger one looked better than the other one, but I used to mess with both of them and things like I would go get both of them and stuff. Trying to leave my sister alone, leave my sister alone. I said, oh man. See, I'm gonna be back tomorrow anyway. Just have fun playing with them and stuff like that, teasing them and things. Anyway, I found out once I got out and stuff like that that the other sister had got married, moved up the road somewhere, and she was all right.
When your son's mother said she had AIDS, did she really have AIDS?
I never really talked to her no more about that or anything. She had.
So you already had the son.
Oh, my son? Yeah, my son was born. She came over there. The only reason she got pregnant was my daughter mother had got pregnant, had my daughter. She come over there crying.
Your daughter's mother got pregnant. So you had a son. What's your son's name?
My son named after me, Edwin Tyrone
All right.
Taylor.
So Tyrone Taylor's born. Janice is his Terry. Janice Terry?
No, Terry.
Terry is his mother.
Yeah, Terry's his mother.
All right. How long after that before you had a daughter? How old? How old
My
was? How old
daughter
was your
is
son when?
5 years. My daughter,
How old
she
was
up.
your son when you stopped talking to his mother?
Really ain't never stopped talking to her. He'll come down and her other son, that's which is about a year or two older than my son, they'll come down to my house. I asked her to come on in, how much she got to go to the bathroom. You go in my house and use the bathroom. That's how my stupidity got me back out there homeless again and stuff. The people, they come, they seeing all kind of women there, sleeping, laying everywhere, stuff like that. And they took my place from me and stuff.
You had a place just recently, and you had a bunch of women staying there, and people took the place away from you.
Yep. I wanted to get on them and things like that, find out why in the world y'all gonna tell me I can have this house until I die. But then y'all gonna put me out, and the person y'all put in, y'all gonna pay his light, the light bills in my house. Y'all gonna pay off my money and
So how did
stuff
you
like
get?
that.
How did you? Where was the place that they said you could live in until you die? Where was that?
On 9th Street in West Palm.
So you had a place on 9th Street in West Palm Beach,
Yeah.
and they just walked into your place at whenever they chose.
Oh no, they couldn't walk in whenever they
So how
chose.
did they find out? So because you had more guests than
I
you're
opened
allowed.
the I opened the door. The man that he took and showed me the place when I got it. He took me around there before they took me to the Lewis Center at the old Starcade. He took and showed it to me. Asked me how I like it, what I think about it, and stuff. They was cleaning it up, getting it ready for me and stuff like that. I told him I loved it because it was right across the street from the church I always went to when I was little, when I was young. And so I liked the area and knew the area, so I told you, hey, man, it's good and stuff like that. But in a kind of way, I had kind of knew it. Every time the man come and knock on the door, I'll go to the door. I ain't let them get up and answer the door or anything, but I mean later on girls started answering and stuff, tell me who it was, but I answer the door and Tyrone, that's not the same girl that was yesterday. I said, no man, what the you think I'm supposed to have the same one,
So
one laying there?
these girls. So hold on. How long ago was this?
Shoot, been, we in August 9 things, so this been over a year ago.
So a year ago this time, a little over a year ago this time, you had an apartment on 9th Street full of women.
It was a one bedroom house.
You had a one-bedroom house full of women. And because you had too many women going and coming from your house, you got kicked out.
Yep.
That is a very interesting story.
That's a crazy thing and thought they'd be doing and stuff. Why in the world you got a man in a house, he crazy about women and women crazy about him. But the thing was about it, they knew about the drugs.
So there were still drugs going on 2 years ago?
I'm homeless, ain't I?
So you still consume drugs? You still consume substances?
No, I don't do drugs no more.
You're done.
I'm done with drugs.
But what, last year you were done?
Huh?
Were you done last year or 2 years ago? When
No,
were you
I would,
finished?
I would, I, when they did what they did and stuff like that, I said, man, bump that.
That was it.
Yeah. Now, the thing about me and stuff, which one day I'll find out why. When people, I was looking for some work, and when I heard them saying that the Bahamas, they had a hurricane, and it was coming here to Florida, I thought I was finna start working. But hurricane ain't never hit. Hurricane ain't never hit. That kind of hurt it. When I was calling the dude to see about, working and stuff like that, you wouldn't believe a thing how many people he said asked about me, looking for me.
The ladies from the neighborhood?
No, it wasn't the lady from the neighborhood. It's the guys from the neighborhood, they have jobs and want me to work. And I
So
said, I
even
bet you
though
most of them, I told her, I said, I bet you most of them drug dealers. Well, most of the name they called, they was and stuff. People do whatever they can. And that's what they want. Tyrone, sell drugs and stuff, cause I move. I get it moving and stuff like that. Bring them their money. They be happy.
hold on. So you're saying the work that you were offered after the hurricane was drug work?
No, when I called a guy about us cutting trees, he had told me, he had called about 5 or 6 names and things, said they all was looking for me. They asked him did he see me and stuff like that.
Because they want to give you what, like yard work?
No, no. Yeah, they were gonna give me, I was gonna work with them cutting trees.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that's what they wanted with me. The sell drugs. They was all looking for me too and stuff. They wanted me to sell drugs, and I just put it aside. I ain't want to deal with it.
So do you have any more opportunities to find housing?
I have what I had decided on and stuff just before I started going more over to the place we're supposed to be and stuff like that. I had decided that they had already had told me that they were going to cut a lot of my Social Security. And when I had talked with the lady a couple of weeks ago, last week, she said that all I'll probably be getting where I used to see when I first got housing. She worked with the mayor too, besides working with the place that found me the housing. She had told me, she said, oh, ain't too many people gonna want to pay your rent. And shoot, somebody gotta pay all your rent and stuff like that. I said, oh well, let it be what it be. And another time, when they sent me to the Lewis Center at the old Stockade, one of them came to me and said, oh, you got the money for your rent and stuff. Say, you could stay there until you die. And thing. I said, good. And they ain't even give me that opportunity though. I ain't get them that opportunity, brother, and stuff. But it was, like I say, thing, me being weak for that thing, but
What was that thing?
Pussy.
Pussy. Pussy. So basically, pussy is your downfall.
Ooh, yes,
Pussy,
it is.
pussy made you do heroin. right? You weren't interested in doing heroin until it was presented by some pussy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And you had a nice place to live, but you filled it up with pussy, and then you lost your place to live.
Yep.
So the next time you get an opportunity, you're gonna make sure you entertain the pussy outside.
Ain't gonna how to entertain anything, boy, this one hurt me so bad. It's the first time, I mean, my siblings always looked at me as something different from the rest of the family and things. All them and stuff like that. A lot of them tried to follow my mama's shoes. My mama, she was smart. She wanted to be a teacher and everything, you know, and she always was in church doing good and stuff like that. And I was the only one wasn't. Did what I wanted to do, you know, and stuff. Yep.
Hey,
Excuse me.
I gotta wrap this up,
Oh, okay.
but I really appreciate your time.
Man, anytime, anytime.
All right, well, thanks again.